Welcome everyone. In today's video, I am going to discuss the problem, yet another flipping problem, the fifth problem from Snackdown 2021 online round 1A. In this problem, it is given that the chef has a binary string s of length n, where the first k characters of s are 1, while the rest are 0. He wants to make all the characters equal to 0. You are allowed to perform the following operation on the string as long as 2 to the power I minus 1 less than or equal to a. In the ith operation, we can select any contiguous range of 2 to the power I minus 1 indices, that is a subarray of 2 to the power I minus 1 size of s, and flip their values. He can use the above operation any number of times. If there is no sequence of operation that can convert all the string to 0, then he should print no, otherwise he should print yes in the first line and describe the operations in the consequent lines by printing the starting index of each of the operations. So we are given a binary string of length n with the first k characters of s are 1 while the rest are 0, and our aim is to convert all the characters of s to 0. So we can see that if initially the value of k is equal to 0, that means all the characters of s are already 0, so there is no need to do any more operations. So we can say that in this case the answer is always going to be yes. So we will write in this case the answer is always yes, and the number of operations is 0. Say now we see the case of when k is even and a number greater than 0. Say k is 2, 4 or something like that. We can see that in the ith operation we can do 2 to the power I minus 1 operation. So in the first operation we can do 1, we can take a subarray of length 1 in the first operation. In the second operation we can take a subarray of length 2. In the third we can take a subarray of length 3. So we can see from here that whatever number of operations we do, the summation of the total number of lengths that we can get is always odd. This is because for 3 operations the summation that we get is 1 plus 2 plus 4, that is 7. Say for 5 operations the summation that we get is 1 plus 2 plus 4 plus 8 plus 16, that is going to be 31. So the summation is always going to be odd, and as the k is even, there will be no possible solution when k is even, as at least one of the bits will not be converted to 0. At least one of the bit will be there that is equal to 1. So in this case, if k is even, the answer is always going to be no. Now the main case arises when k is odd. This is where all the fun begins. We will try to represent all odd numbers as different powers of 2 such that we don't miss out on any smaller powers of 2. That means, say we have 1, we can represent 1 as 1. For 3 we can represent 3 as 1 plus 2. For 5 we can represent 5 as 4 plus 1, but here we miss out on 2, which is a smaller power than 4. So this can't be the case. So we will write it as something like this: 4 minus 2 plus 1. For 7 we can do 4 plus 2 plus 1, this will give 7. For 9 what we can do is we can do 8 plus 8 minus 4, 8 plus 4 minus 2 minus 1. For 11 what we can do is 8 plus 4 minus 2 plus 1. For 13 what we can do is 8 plus 4 plus 2 minus 1. So we see that we are using all the smaller powers and we are doing up to a certain limit. Say for this 3 we are using 4 operations. For this 2 we are using 3 operations. For this we are using 2 operations, and for this we are using 1 operation. So first thing is, how do we arrive at this number? The algorithm that we can use is, say we take a number, say we take 23. First we will check the highest power of 2 less than or equal to this number. It is in this case 16, and our current sum is 0. Our current sum is 0, and the highest power of 2 that is less than or equal to this number is 16. So as our current sum is less than or equal to 23, we will add 16 with a plus sign. Then our current becomes 16, current sum becomes 16, and the element, the next highest power of 2 less than or equal to this number becomes 8. as our current sum is still less than 23, we will add 8 to it. So now our current sum becomes 24, this 8 becomes 4. Now we can see that our current sum is greater than 23. So we will use 4 with a minus sign. So our current sum will become 20 and this will become 2. Now our current sum is less than 23, so we will add 4 with a plus sign. So our current sum becomes 22 and this becomes 1, and finally we again add this one as current sum is less than 23 and this becomes 23. So we can represent any number as different powers of 2 by not skipping any smaller powers, by using some plus and minus, alternate plus and minus, something like this. Here what we can do is we can think of this as the plus is doing positive work, that is converting the ones to zeros, that is what we want in the string, and the minus is doing the negative work, that is converting the zeros to 1. So what we can see from here is that for any odd number, the summation 2i that we use, the maximum power the maximum power of 2 that we are using is always going to be less than equal to the value of the odd number. So the one thing that we can conclude from here is that if a number is odd, the thing is we can reach that number by using some smaller powers of 2. So if a number is odd, we can convert all the ones to zeros by these operations, and so the value of n is useless in a sense. We don't need the value of n, because if a number is odd, we will always be able to convert it to, if the k is odd, we will always be able to convert the strings, the k characters of the string to zeros by using only the total length. We will never The total length of the substring will never cross the total length of k. So we can say that if a number is odd, the answer will always be yes in this case. Now we will see a algorithm to how we will you pick the index so that we can convert all the characters, all the ones to zeros. How we will pick the index? We are going to take the example of k equal to 11. We've written down 11 once, and 11 can be represented as 8 plus 4 minus 2 plus 1, that's equal to 11. So what we can do is, initially we can always see that the highest power of 2 always comes with a positive sign. So we can always take the highest power of 2 elements from the left, say 5, 6, 7, 8 elements, and convert them to zeros. What I will do is just change the color. These elements are zeros. So we see that there is a minus 2 here over here, and plus 4 and plus 1. The algorithm that I will use is, after assigning the highest power of 2 elements from the left, I will start assigning the negative numbers from the rightmost bit where the highest power of 2 ends. So I will first take these 2 elements and convert them back to ones, that is convert them back to, say, white color. In this case I will convert them back to white colors. Then then the number that comes with the plus sign is 4. Then we can take the first, say, 4 elements from here and convert them to zeros, and then we can take the 1 element and convert it to 0. So for 1, let's change the color over here. Then for 1 I'm taking the 11th index. For 2 I was taking the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I did this 2 index for 2 minus 2. That means that I am taking the 7th index. I am using one best indexing. For 4 I am taking the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, these 4 elements I took. So for 4 also I am taking the 7th index, and for 8 I am taking the first index. So my answer in this case, a possible answer is going to be something like this: 4, 11, 7, 7 and 1. This is going to be answer for k equal to 11. Now let's take another k value. Let's take k equal to 17 and try to do the same thing over here also. First it can be represented as 16 plus, not 16 plus, yes, 8, that's 24, minus 4, that's 20, minus 2, that's 18, minus 1, and I will write 11 ones: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 ones. I have written 17 ones. So first I will take the 16, the highest power of 2 from the left, this elements, and I will convert them to zeros. Where is the color? Yeah. Then I will take the negative elements. I can take them in any order. Let's just take them as, I will take minus 4 first. Make it, I will also write them down here: 1, 2, 4, 8 and 16. For 16 I have taken the first index. Now for 4 I am taking, what's this index number? This is 17. So this is 16, 15, 14, 13, 13th index. For 4 I am taking 13th index, and I am going to color them back to white. Then another 2 elements I will take for minus 2. So for 2 it is 11th index, and I am going to color them back to white. Now for 1 also, the 10th index, color it back. For 1 it is the 10th index, and for 8 then I am taking the 10, 11, yeah, 10 to 17 index. So for 8 also I am starting from the 10th index. So by using this algorithm, we can always see that for any odd number we can convert them all the digits to 0, not by using any other element. So by that means I am not using any more zeros. We can have zeros over here also, but I am not using it. I am only converting all the ones to zeros by taking at most k elements only. So for any odd number the answer is always possible, and we can use a similar algorithm. Now moving on to the code. Here we take the n and k input, and we check that if k is an even number greater than 0, the answer is always no, as we have seen. And here we calculate the highest power of 2, that is less than equal to the number less than equal to k. Then we use a similar algorithm as we have seen. In v1 we push back the all the powers of 2 that we take as plus, and in v2 we push back all the powers of 2 that we take as minus. Then for the highest power we give it the index 1, and for all the negative powers of 2, we start from the index, we start from end equal to, we start from p. Here p is the highest power of 2 less than equal to k. So p is going to be the end index of the highest power of 2 that we take in the beginning. So it is going to be the end of the conversion of, it is going to be the end of the subarray of the subarray for which we convert all the ones into 2 in the first case. Then for each negative number we are going to take the subarrays from the right one by one, and we are ending for the negative part here. Then for the positive part that are left, we will start from the end of the string and assign it one by one. Again from we are starting to assign from the right, and we will move from right to left, and we will assign all of them. Then we print yes and size, and then the answer array. Here we can see for this test case that was given in the sample, for the first 5 0 and k0 means answer is going to be yes always and 0 operations. For k equal to 3, this is something that I have done. For k equal to 3, we can see that 3 is equal to 2 plus 1. So it's all the number in this case is positive, so we can take the first index and the third index, so that's no problem in this case. The thing is, for n equal to 12 and k equal to 11, let's say suppose k is 11, what we get is, I'm going to run this test case one by one. So this is the 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 and 12. This is what we have. For first we get 11th index, I make it 0, because for first it means the subarray of size 1. For the second, the subarray size is 2. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. This is the subarray. I give 2 zeros over here. Then the third, the subarray size is 4, and again we start from the same. So it is going to be 1 1 0 0 1 1 0 0. Then we take the subarray of size 8, that is the first 8 element, and convert it to zeros. 3 4 5 6 7 8. So we are finally getting a entire string of size n with all zeros. So this is the algorithm that we use over here. So that is it for this video. See you in some later video. Bye bye.